Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yasyat Virada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nighnanti Satatam Vishpaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvandi Divyaihi Stavaihi Vedai Sanka Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyana Vastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Na Viduhu Surasura Gana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Bhagavan's grace, we came up to Slokam number 19 yesterday. Slokam number 18 yesterday. Yada viniyatam chittam atmaniyeva avatishtate nispragaha sarvakamebhyaha yukta iti uchyate tada. When the chittam, the mental impulses are in full control and mind is established, firmly established in the indweller, when all the desires, all the nispragaha means there is no connection, there is not even a touching of all the desires, no, not even a touching of them, of all the desires, then, tada, then, he is called a yukta. Yukta iti uchyate. Yukta, most competent, most skilled, very well advanced in this practice of embracing the indweller. Yuktaha. Okay. Now moving on to number 19. The overall meaning of 19 is normally what is the upamanam, the comparison, the simile that is given. When you look at a flame that where there is absolutely no wind, the flame is so steady, isn't it? And it doesn't move at all. Like that, the person, the yogi, the embracer of the indweller, one who is embracing, one practicing that, his mental impulses, the agitations or the lack of it, and the fact that they are very steady, that because mental agitations are basically controlled, and he is fully focused on that without shaking, without any movement at all on the indweller. So this is the comparison that is given. Yata dipo nivatasto nengate sopama smruta yogino yata chittasya yunjato yogamatmanaha. Yata deepaha nivatastha nengte sopama spruta yoginaha yata chittasya yunjato yogam atmanaha. Now you will see Bhagavan is repeatedly using the word yunjate. Yunjate is abhyasam, the practice, the single-pointed, committed practice with Shraddha. You know, that is yunjate. Okay, yogam atmanaha. The padangal, the words are yata deepaha nivatastaha na ingate sa upama smruta yoginaha yata chittasya yunjataha yogam atmanaha. Yata how nivatastaha, where there is no wind, windless. In that place, the deepaha, the flame, na ingate, does not move, does not shake. Sa, that fact, that is given as atmanaha yogam yunjataha. The person who is yogam in this case, as we have always been talking from beginning, is embracing the indweller. The practice, the desire, the practice, and the final culmination. All are yogas. So the yogi, the yogam, that of to embrace the indweller, and one who is practicing it. Atmam, Atmanam, Yogam, Atmanah, Yogam, Yunjataha, Yoginaha. That yogi, that person who is practicing embracing the indweller, Yata Chittasya. Yata, as we saw today, Yata means controlled, to withdrawn. Chittasya, all the mental agitations. Okay? Upama, as an example, as a simile, as a comparison. Comparison is the wrong word. As an illustrating simile, so that we can understand. Smruta means the learned, the wise people give this as a upamanam, as the windless flame. It is so steady. It is like that. The person who is practicing embracing the indweller, his mental agitations, there is no agitations, basically, because they are all very steady and nothing moves. It is as steady. That's the meaning of that. Yata dipo nivatasto nengte sopama smruta yogino yata chittasya yunjato yogam atmanah. Slokam number 20. 20, 21, 22, 23. All are, Bhagavan is now explaining, they are to be taken together when the actual meaning of yoga is union, to unite, to become one with, when there is no separation, right? Aikyam, we say in Tamil, as well as Sayujyam, so many words are given. Now, the process of getting there is also yoga. And the desire to do that is the beginning of the yoga, right? Now, what happens when you practice embracing the indweller, and you finally culminate, become so good at it, you become one with it, one with the selfless love. We immerse ourselves in the selfless love, losing our false identity, and we become Amritam itself. That state is what Bhagavan is now describing in the next 4 slokams. And Bhagavad Gita, as Vyasa Bhagavan says, Brahma Vidya and Yoga Sastra, right? It says that in every adhyayam, Vyasa reminds us that this is a Brahma Vidya and Yoga Sastra. That Yogam and that Brahma Vidya is what Bhagavan is now describing to us. So let us listen very carefully. Slokam number 20, 21, 22 and 23. Let me give the overall meaning first. When the mental impulses cease to exist by serving the indweller continuously, then the indweller is contacted and bliss is experienced. That is slokam number 20. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pasyannatmani tushyati. Yatro paramate vittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pasyannatmani tushyati. The padangal are yatra uparamate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra cha eva atmana atmanam pasyan atmani tushyati. Okay, so it's really a beautiful slokam that brings tears to your eyes. Yatra, in which state? When? Okay, yoga sevaya, the practicing, this embracing the indweller, continuous practice. You become better at it when you practice more and more, right? In anything. So when yoga sevaya, and it's a yoga sevaya, it's not only just abhyasam, it's also sevaya, serving the indweller. Whatever I do or I don't do, whatever I think, I don't think, I always offer to him as his servant. Okay, yoga sevaya, yoga niruddham. Because of that, what happens? Niruddham means well controlled, well not managed, well controlled. That's keeping it under your control. That's probably the word. Niruddham, chittam, all the mental agitations, the mind. Uparamate, when it is destroyed, nullified, eliminated completely. Uparamate, cha, and yatra, when atmana atmanam pasyan. Atmana atmanam pasyan. Very important. By your own effort, you look at the indweller and you see him. And pasyan, it's interesting thing is, pasyan is not only to see, because Atma cannot be seen by the eyes that is given to us. As Arjuna will request later, and Bhagavan himself will tell him, you cannot see me with the eyes that you have. You got to have divine vision to see, right? So here, pasyan generally means to see, but it also means to cognize, to experience. Okay, there's another meaning. So here, atmana atmanam pasyan, with your own efforts. Which effort is this? Yoga sevaya, right? Then that, through that effort, when I experience and touch the Lord who is within me, when I experience what this selfless love is, the taste of it, when I taste it. And to give an example, just picture yourself standing on the shores of say, Marina Beach, for example, right? And then the waves come, and you're still not standing in the waves. You're still standing in the sand, very close to where the waves come, and you don't want your feet getting wet and all that yet. Okay, right at the beginning stage, right? The whole idea is for us to go and immerse ourselves in the ocean. But right now, we're keeping outside the ocean, looking at it and enjoying the evening breeze, and the waves do not touch our feet. But a beautiful thing takes place. Even in the early morning you go, or in the evening, whenever, and due to the wind, the waves come, and the waves have foams in them, right? And one of those foams that actually the wind carries it and brings it and puts it on your skin. How will you feel? You feel the coolness of the water or the ocean, just with that little tiny foam that just touched you just momentarily, right? And you feel like that. Then atmana atmanam pasyan, the very first taste of you have when you do the yoga sevaya, and taste the selfless love, which is the only true entity there is. Even though we don't recognize it, even though we ignore it, we overlook it, that is the only entity. But when we taste it, just as we experience that coolness of the ocean just from that one drop of that foam, what happens? Pasyan atmani sushyati, atmani tushyati. You experience the bliss of Atma, of the selfless love. That's just one little tiny bit. It's not a quantity. It is a quality, that experience. It is so beautiful that Bhagavan says. So after we do all the things that he has been telling us to do, then the final culmination, he says what the feeling will be. Atmani tushyati. Okay. So, yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pasyannatmani tushyati. Slokam 21, 22 and 23. This bliss that you tasted now, just imagine you do that. Bhagavan says, sitting erect, to do all the things that he has taught us, and the desire comes as a spark in the beginning, then it becomes an inflagrating fire that can destroy the whole forest of ignorance. It all starts with a spark. Suppose you do that, and then he gives you the taste of himself. How is this? What is this bliss like? Knowing this bliss to be endless, beyond the senses and realizable only in wisdom. Wisdom meaning embracing the indweller. Knowing, not understanding. This is beyond understanding. It is knowing. You know it from first-hand experience. Knowing that there is no slippage once established in this bliss, there is no coming back. Realizing after attaining this bliss that there is no attainment more important. Experiencing while established in this bliss that even major hardships do not cause any disturbance whatsoever. Understand this bliss to be the embrace of the indweller. It is sans sadness. Practice this with determination and conviction. That is the teaching from the Lord. We'll go one by one, 21, 22, 23. Okay? Sukam atyantikam yattat buddhi grahyam atindriyam veti yatra na chaivayam sthitas chalati tat patah yam labdva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tatah yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalayate tam vidhat dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga sabgitam sa nischayena yuktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa. Once more. Sukam atyantikam yattat buddhi grahyam atindriyam veti yatra na chaivayam sthitas chalati tat vatah yam labdva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tatah yasmin sthitah na dukkhena gurunapi vichalayate tam vidhat dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samnitam sa nischayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa. The padangal are Sukam atyandikam yat tat buddhi grahyam atindriyam veti yatra na cha eva ayam sitah sitas chalati. One second. I want to make sure that I'm breaking it up properly. It should be nischalam. Na eva chalati. Right, that is correct. The na comes before. That's correct. Na cha eva ayam sitah chalati tatvatah yam labdva cha aparam labham manyate na adhikam tatah yasmin sthitah na dukkhena gurunapi vichalayate tam vidhyat dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samyitam sa nischayena yoktavyaha yogaha anirvinna chetasa. Yogaha anirvinna chetasa. Okay. Now, atyantikam. Atyantikam means limitless. There is no, you cannot define it. It's unlimited. Okay, atyantikam. Something that is limitless, infinite. Then buddhi grahyam, to be. It's a very interesting phrase. Buddhi means the discriminating ability. Okay, it is not intelligence. It is not intellect in our normal terms. Buddhi really means only one thing, the discriminating ability that has been gifted to us. What is the discriminating ability? The ability says, these are all impermanent, this is permanent, this is impermanent, this is permanent. So the ability to discriminate the permanence from the impermanence. And we get caught in the impermanent thing, hoping they will become permanent, but they don't. Okay? But Buddhi is the one that is guiding us to the permanent entity. That is why Iyo Yona Prachodayat, then in Gayatri Mandiram, we're talking about strengthening our Buddhi. Okay, the Buddhi. Okay? So that Buddhi Grahyam means to be known through the tool of this discriminating ability. That is the meaning of that. Okay, Atindriyam, beyond the cognitive ability of the senses. Sukham, the bliss that Bhagavan is talking about when touch the indweller, that bliss is beyond senses and to be known using the tool of the discriminating ability that discards all the impermanent things, always seeking only the permanent one, right? Yet tat, whatever that bliss is, yet tat. Yet means whichever one, tat, that. So whatever it is that, yatra, in which state of awareness, which state of experience, I am this person, this yogi who's practicing, embracing the indweller, who's practicing selfless love, who's practicing expanding his heart, even to start on a beginning basis, who's practicing to be less selfish. Let us start there. It's a very, very practical tool. That person, veti, he knows. Okay? Cha and sthitaha, in which one you're firmly established, tatvataha, is a state of truth, satyam. Na eva chalati, without getting shaken up, without moving from there, without slipping from there. That bliss, bliss is that. Then going into the next 20, now we are 22. Yam labdva chaparam labam. That's slokam. Again, breaking that up. Yam labdva cha aparam labam manyate na adhikam mataha yasmin sitaha na dukkena gurunapi vichalayate. Cha, in addition, yam, which, labdva, having attained, aparam labham, other benefits, tataha adhikam na manyate. There is all the other benefits are not adhikam, or not better, or not more. That way, that's what he understands. Okay, no other, nothing else is more important. Okay, yasmin, in which one, sthitaha, after having established in this bliss, guruna, even guruna in this case, guruna api, that means, guruna api means and, okay, guruna is something that is very big, okay, dukkena, guruna, dukkena api, big difficulties, major difficulties, even when they come, once you establish yourself in the bliss, even big difficulties, na vichalayate, he is not disturbed by them, because that is the power of this bliss that Bhagavan is describing, the final state of yogam. Tam vidyat dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samyitam sa nischayena yoktavyaha yoga anirvinna chetasa. Anirvinna chetasa. It is oh my God, it's such an important teaching from Bhagavan. Like, our elders in our younger days would have told us as we were growing up, you must be courageous. In Tamil they say, Jadamare, that's mental strength is very, very important. It should not be shaken up by all the vagaries in life. You should be very strong. Here the strength does not denote physical strength. It denotes mental strength. And mental strength that comes from faith in the Lord, that comes from, especially if Bhagavan's grace, if you are blessed to taste Him, Atmanaha pasyati and tushyate, if you are able to experience that, then you will not get shook up in anything that happens after that. That anirvinna chetasa means with a strong, firm mental approach, unshakable, whatever happens, I will face it. That kind of a strength. Anirvinna chetasa, with that approach, nischayena, it means for certainly, without giving up, persevering, continuously, tam, that dukkha samyoga viyogam. Look at the words, you yourself will understand it. Dukkha samyoga viyogam. What does it mean? Dukkha samyoga means joining together with dukkham. Dukkham means sadness, misery, right? Joining together with dukkham. Viyogam means you are separated from it. You move away from it. What does it mean? That means the miseries do not approach you. You don't join with miseries anymore. That is a literal translation of that. That means it's basically a place without sadness. Sans sadness. No sadness, no misery. Yoga Samhitam. That one, Yoga Samhitam Vidyate. Yoga Samhitam. The Samhitam is, again, look at that Sanskrit letter Ni is there, right? That Jnanam, that is a root word for it. That means now Bhagavan is talking about knowledge and wisdom. That what is that Samhitam, the most beneficent thing. Yoga Samhitam, the embracing the indweller. When this happens, okay, that embracing the indweller, embracing the divinity, jumping in and swimming in that ocean of selfless love, becoming selfless love itself, that is vidyate, understand it, understand this bliss that comes from there, is what he's saying, okay? And then, anirvinna chetasa, with tremendous courage, mental courage, and saha, that yogam, that practicing the indweller, that process, saha yogaha, nischayena, without giving up, determined, with shraddha, with perseverance, with commitment, yoktavyaha, practice. That's what Bhagavan says. That he describes what the bliss is like, and then he says at the end, it is sans sadness. Practice this with determination and conviction. Slokam number 21, going through that. Sukam atyantikam yattat buddhigrahyam atindriyam veti yatra naichaivayam titaschalati tatvatah yam labdva chaparam labham manyate nadhikam tatah yasmin stito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalayate tam vidyat dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samhitam sa nischayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa. Number 24. 24, what Bhagavan says, totally eradicating, 24 and 25 have to be taken together. I'll do 24 today for the lack of time, okay? For time is up. Totally eradicating all desires born from acquisitive resolutions and actions, reining in the senses from all directions with the mind, seek continuously and firmly to be peaceful with the courage and determination of wisdom. Direct and fix the mind on the indweller with no other thoughts. So, if we turn to the indweller, turn to that Atma that is within, the favorite form of God that we all have, whatever form that you have and the name corresponding to the form, think of that, direct your mind to it, and fix the mind on it with no other thought. And do this with courage and determination. And then what happens? The desires they kind of leave you, and all the acquisitive desires we have in actions to achieve this, to do that, to obtain that, and all those things will leave you, and the senses automatically will come under control. Okay, and then the result will be peace, shanti. This is the practical, can't say summary, but Bhagavan again giving us a review here, okay, in 24 and 25. And we have just crossed our time limit, so let me take up the Sanskrit Slokams with Bhagavan says tomorrow. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Lokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.